You know, I had no idea, by the way, that Scott Speed cursed so much.
Yeah, well, he's a little potty mouth.
Kind of appalling.
I think it's Amanda's influence.
Amanda Hug and Kiss?
No, Amanda Reckonwood.
Oh. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's very funny.
Ha! We haven't even done it yet, but we are that confident that it will be funny.
We're confident in our bit today.
Yes.
We are talking NASCAR. My name is Bassmasters, sort of. And this is Buzz Cutler, sort of.
Theoretically.
And we do talk about NASCAR racing here on Rowdy.com. And today we dedicate this edition of the Rowdy.com Big Three to one Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Because we at Rowdy are not afraid to pander.
And we're afraid not to pander.
In the immortal words of Jimmy Carter, Dale Earnhardt Jr. admitted yesterday that he is suffering from a crisis of confidence. So what do you do? What do you do when you've got an asset like Dale Earnhardt Jr. who is saying, look, I'm having issues, I'm having confidence issues.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, first of all, I think maybe there's something to that. I mean, I think we've heard people think that maybe this is like a mental thing with Junior, confidence in himself, confidence in the car, confidence in his crew chief. You've got to start by building up a base of confidence for this guy, right? You have to start with the things that he does well. For example, you are sitting very well, Cutler.
Oh, thank you, Bass.
Very well.
Thank
you look strong, you look solid, you're not going to fall off.
I take pride in my sitting, and may I just say that's a lovely shirt you're wearing.
Thank you.
You know, it's a nice shade of black.
I received it as a gift all by myself.
It brings out the blue in your eyes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
You know, I also noticed that when you opened that door as we came into the studio,
yes,
you really gave it a good pull. It was very impressive the way you did that.
Thank you. And you know what? You know what I've noticed? You're really good at complimenting me. And it's
a skill I've been working on.
Well, thank you. You do it very well.
You're welcome. Issue number 2.
Issue number 2 in the Dale Earnhardt edition of the Rowdy.com Big Three. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has 2 years left on his Hendrick contract.
Right.
Yet yesterday, Rick Hendrick said, I'm already working on a contract extension. Why do that now? Junior is underperforming. You got plenty of time. You could wait till next offseason and you'd be fine. Why do it now?
Oh, I know. It's obviously to restore the man's confidence. How much confidence if I pay you millions of dollars for the next 5, you know, he's got, what, 2 more years left on his deal, as you say. I'll extend it for another 3. Now that should give you a lot of confidence at millions of bucks a year. I think that for Rick Hendrick, keeping Junior at Hendrick Motorsports is a net, by a long ways, a net plus. Now, you may say this isn't a performance thing, and I might agree with you.
Right. Well,
I might say this is Dale Jr. has potential as a driver. We think we can get him turned around, and we'll keep working at it until we do. But in the meanwhile, it sure is nice to have the most popular driver on our team bringing home the bacon, if not frying it up in the pan.
It is nice, but basically what Rick is saying, by doing it now, instead of waiting till next offseason, by doing it now, is what he is saying as long as Junior remains a cash cow, his performance on track is secondary. Now, maybe that's the reality.
I think that is the reality. That Junior is not going to be held to the same standards as other drivers as far as performance because he brings other things to the team. The other things being a lot of $1 bills stacked on top of each other until they reach the sky.
Really? You think they do them in $1 denominations?
I think they probably write a check. You know, it's probably an electronic transfer of money.
Electronic funds transfer.
A wire transfer.
And I'm happy to give anybody who wants it the routing number for my personal bank.
If you want to put money in.
If you want to put money in.
Can't take it out.
Oh, no. Well,
that wouldn't be nice.
You could try.
That would hurt your confidence, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I appreciate how concerned you are about my confidence.
I've been working on my concern.
Well, it gives me confidence.
I'm glad you feel so.
All right. Issue number 3.
I'm losing it.
Yesterday, both Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon, really for the first time, commented on all the crew chief swapping going on.
Something so sordid about this, isn't there?
Crew chief swapping.
Swapping.
All of that's going over, that just went down at Hendrick Motorsports. Here's what Junior had to say.
It's like knowing what you're getting for Christmas but not being able to mess with it, you know, until that morning, and it's a lot of anticipation, and I think it's healthy, and we needed this to happen. I needed this to happen, and hopefully this is a good position. Hopefully this will get me back to winning races, running in the top 5 and running in the top 10.
So this is like a new toy at Christmas? These people and their lives are like toys to you?
But here's what happens. You have kids, I have kids.
Facetious.
Here's what happens with new toys at Christmas. right? You unwrap them, you're excited for 7 minutes, and then you move on to the next thing, and the allure goes away rather quickly. Isn't this the same thing that happened when Junior got Lance McGrew?
Well, first of all, I question your experience with Christmas toys, if I may. And let me just say this. It is true that there are many toys that you open with great anticipation and are very excited to receive, oftentimes because you asked for them, and that in the event, they're not really that great. Now, certainly that's a possibility here.
Well, that's the pattern we have seen from this camp before.
We've had
Tony Uri Jr. gets the boot.
We came in with Tony Jr. It didn't work, or they didn't give it enough time, but basically it didn't work. They moved to Lance McGrew, also didn't work. Now it's like third time's a charm, maybe. I don't know if it is or not. It certainly is very possible that it won't work out. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is definitely going to work out.
So we just go around this crude sheaf carousel ad infinitum until we find one that clicks for Junior.
Occasionally you do get a gift that lives up to the hype, you know, that you feel good about and actually gives you years of pleasure. Like I'm sure that lovely sweater you're wearing was a gift.
It was a gift to myself. Sometimes I buy myself a gift just to give me that boost of confidence.
You're extremely good at being selfish. I like that about you.
Thank you. And I noticed that today your product to hair ratio was right on.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel good about that. You know,
You should.
It's been something I've been working on.
You should feel good.
Thank you. You know, I'm going to walk out of here, and I think I'm going to do a lot better job the next time we do the Rowdy.com Big 3.
Yeah, and we'll find another driver to talk about next week.
That's a great idea, Cutler. Another great idea from you.
And I hope all you guys out there in internet land are feeling good about yourselves.
I'll tell you this, Cutler, they sure are looking good.
You guys look, well,
I see Billy.
Not that guy, but everybody else.
I see Bobby. You know what? But he's doing a great job at looking bad.
Well done.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.